Hello, if you always get confused about percentage increase and decrease, then this video is for you. In the next few minutes, I'll be showing you how to work this out in a very simple way. When you think about something increasing, you call it percentage increase. The same with something decreasing. Now think about it this way. Imagine if your pocket money increased from 200 naira to 250 naira. You call it percentage increase now. The question is, what is the percentage it was increased by? To work that out, you would have to do this. So your pocket money was supposedly increased from $200, 200 naira down to 250 naira, right? To get your percentage increase, to get the particular percent this your money was increased by, what you need to do is first subtract this new amount by the original. So you're going to have 250 minus 200. And then you find out that the increase was exactly 15 naira. The next step to take would be what? To use this formula. So the formula says increase divided by the original times 100. That means this increase will be divided by this 200. Then you multiply by 100. So this is, okay, I'll write it here, percent increase. 50 divided by 100, and then 50 divided by the original. The original is 200. Sorry about that. And then times 100. 50 divided by 200, we can just write it out like this. 50 divided by 200. You know your 5 times 10 is 50. And for this, you know your 4 times 5 times 10, this 200. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 10 is 200. This is just simple expansion, so it's easier to calculate. And so 5 will divide 5, that's 1. 10 will divide 10, and you are left with 1 all over 4 as your answer. Now you can do this with long division. It doesn't really matter. Any way you decide to do it, it works. You can decide to divide this using long division method, or you can use this simplification method. It works. Now I'm left with 1 over 4. But you remember that we are still multiplying it by this 100 outside. So again, to get our answer for this, you can simply simplify it too. So I know that this is also going to be 1 all over 4 times 100. It can be represented in this way. Now to further get my answer, let me clean these things up so it's easier. To get my answer now, if you multiply 100 times 1, that's 100 divided by 4. 50 times, you can simplify through by 2. 2 in 4 is 2. 2 in 50 is what? 2 in 10 is 50. You can simplify again. 2 in 2 is 1. 2 in 50 is 25. So when your pocket money increased from 200 naira to 250 naira, it means it was increased by a percentage of 25. That's how to think about percentage increase. So for percentage decrease, the case is a little bit different, not that different, but it's still the same analogy. So imagine if your pocket money decreased from 1,000 naira to 500 naira. 1,000 naira to 500 naira. That's a massive decrease. Imagine going from 1,000 naira to 500 naira. But if you were to calculate in percent how much was decreased, what you do is simply, with increase, we subtracted the new price from, we subtracted the old price from the new price. With percentage decrease, you subtract 1,000 minus 500. If you subtract 1,000 from 500, you get 500. Now what do? You come to this formula. Instead of increase, you use decrease. So percentage decrease becomes decrease divided by original times 100. And your decrease is 500. So this is 500 divided by, the original was 1,000. And then we multiply by 100. 500 divided by 1,000. Let's do it together. This is 500 divided by 1,000. This is also the same thing as 5 times 100 all over 10 times 100, right? So 100 will cancel 100. We're left with 5 over 10. You can still simplify 5 over 10 because 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 2 is 10. So this will give you 1 all over 2. Now, they are asking you to do what? Multiply 1 over 2 by 100. So this would be about, let me manage. So this I'll just put this here. This is 1 over 2 times 100. 2 into 1, 2 in 100 is what? 50. So your percentage decrease is going to be 50%. That's how to calculate percentage increase, percentage decrease. All right. So I did say that I was going to show you some percentage increase question that was a bit different from the one we did. Now, that kind of question is different. When you get that kind of question, these are the formulas you use. Percentage increase equals the increase or the decrease divided by the original amount times 100. That one is for when you want to find the percentage increase of those kind of questions. Now, but when you say, oh, increase 60 by 20%, it's like saying you want to go to a store and then when you get to the store you want to pick out your item. Oh, my item, nice. But the store owner is telling you, oh madam or sir, that product has been increased by 20%. You then start to calculate in your head what is 20% of 60. That's what we want to know how to calculate. So to calculate the increase of this, what you are going to do first is, first things first, find what 20% of 60 is. Now, if you have watched the previous video on percentage of an amount, you know how to do this, but let's do this together. This is to find 20% of 60. 20% is same as 20 over 100 times 60. We can always simplify this. 0 here can cancel 0. 0 here can cancel 0. 6 times 2 is 12. And for those that didn't understand, I just simply simplified. So I know 2 times 10 is 20, 10 times 10 is 100, 10 will cancel 10, and you get your answer. So 20% of 60 is 12. Since it's increase, you are going to do what? You are going to subtract, you are going to add, sorry, you are going to add 60 and 12 together. So 60 plus 12 is equal to what? That's 72. So the new amount that you'll be paying for that particular dress that you wanted is going to be 72. So that's just how it is. Now for this one too, imagine you want to buy a toy for let's say 20 naira. You can't really get a toy for 20 naira, but imagine if you wanted to get a toy for 20 naira and they tell you, oh, this toy has been increased, the price has been increased by 5%. What's 5% of 20 naira? So to find the increase of 20 by 5%, what you simply need to do is to find 5% of 20. So this is going to be 5 over 100 times 20. This 20 is also the same thing as 20 over 1. Now, if you want to multiply, 20 times 5 is 100. And this one below is also 100. So 100 times 1 is 100. Now, if you divide 100 by 100, you get what? You get 1. So to find the increase of 20 by 5%, you are going to add 20 plus that 1. So this is going to be the increase would be equal to 20 plus 1. Your answer would be 21. The new price you pay is going to be 21. That's how it works. Now let's do this last one. This one says find the increase of 35 by 10%. What you simply need to do again is to find 10% of 35. This will be 10 all over 100 times 35. You can go straight up. Your 35 times 10, that's 350 divided by 10. 100, sorry. Now, we know that 35 times 10 is 350 and 10 times 10 is 100. That means this 0 can cancel this 0 out, right? And then we're left with 35 divided by 10. Now, remember, I've told you before that when you are doing 35 divided by 10, when you have something like this, you don't need to go too far. The number of zeros in your denominator changes the decimal point. So this will be 35 over 10. Since you have 1 0 here, you come down and it becomes 3.5. And because of space, I'll write my final answer at this side here. So to calculate the increase, what you are simply going to do is to add this 3.5 plus 35, because again you are calculating the increase, right? So this would be 3.5 plus 35. This becomes um so you can decide to do it 3.5. This becomes what? 38.5. And that's the new amount, 38.5. Now, the next video is going to be on percentage decrease. We're going to work on that.
Max made easy.